Hello guys, Adrian here from AppSeed. Thanks for watching. During this video, I will say a few words about Datta, the Flask version, a popular open source seed project provided by us. The product can be used without a registration log. The source code is published here and updated directly on GitHub. It's a super simple starter that comes with SQLite persistence, some useful database tools like SQL Alchemy or ORM, tools for database migrations, a session-based authentication to protect the private pages, and the latest feature added is persistent dark mode on top of this super nice UI. Let's check out the demo and see the interface. The demo has a default user, so you don't need to create a new one in case you want to see the dashboard. You have here a profile page. The dark mode is can be activated from this control. Is persistent across the browser because it uses the local storage of the browser. Of course, you have the logout option. We can create new users. Let's say test 1001. Let's create a new user as you can create your own user. Okay, so the application is fully functional. You can get it for free. Let's access the source code here and follow up the instructions in order to make a short demonstration how to effectively use the product in case you like it. uh, let's download here the source code. You can start and use the product in two ways. The fastest way is to use the Docker setup, ship with the product. Basically, you need to type a single command here. This is Docker Composer app. In case you prefer the manual build, you have here instructions for macOS, Unix, and also for Windows. The documentation is also covers all the important part of the application usage, the environment, how to start the application in Docker, how to manual build the product for different environments, how to manage the app users. As mentioned before, the application comes with up and running authentication flow, but is not providing any default users. So in order to access the private pages, you need to register a new user first, and after that, using the same credentials, you need to sign in. The code base structure is pretty intuitive. You have some blueprints that manages the authentication, and also the home blueprint manages implements a generic router in order to serve all the pages provided by the UI kit. The templates directory comes with includes, which where the components used across the multiple pages are saved. Layouts directory provides the master pages of the design. Accounts is related to the authentication area, where the login and registration pages are saved, and the home directory provides the access to all the pages that comes from the UI kit. Configuration, of course, the application configuration requirements is related to the classic file provided in many Python-based projects where the application modules and dependencies are isolated. There is another section here that explains how the application starts. So the entry point, how the environment is loaded, and inject it into the code base. You have here all the information. In case something is missing from the documentation, feel free to chat with us on Discord. We are here almost 24/7, and also we have an official email that we usually respond in 2 or 3 hours. So let's get back to our project. Now the sources are downloaded in into my workstation. I will use VS Code to open up the source code. So I already explained the structure of the project. Let's open the README and follow up the instructions provided here in order to start the product. Because I'm super lazy, I will use Docker to start the application. Okay, this long command kills all the running containers that are already up and running on my machine. So I will just copy this instruction. Is related to Docker Composer app, and once the command is executed, we should be able to access the application in the browser. What the Docker does, setup Docker does, install the modules, set up the environment requested by Flask, and the start application. Once you see the success message in the console, you should be able to access the application in the browser and play with the okay, sorry, just to make sure the application is served from our Docker. Of course, there is no default user, we need to create a new one. If the user is successfully created, you'll get a message from the application. Let's use it and sign in. Okay, so the application is up and running. We have Docker support, we have authentication. You can start using the project. We have here the dark mode. You can enable or disable as you want. In case you want to customize the product, there is a live generator here that allows you to generate a project on top of the same design using Flask or Django. If you choose Flask, you can generate a new project using MySQL as the persistent layer. You can disable entirely the authentication layer by selecting here the database to none. Once you hit the generate button, the application is generated on GitHub, and you should be able to download the sources. We can do it right now if this might be useful for newcomers. So AppSeed, basically all the starters that we provide are dynamically generated using a generator backend, which now is live and free for all developers. The generator, the entire process should not take more than 1 or 2 minutes. Depends, and this time depends on the load of the platform. So right now we've just generated a super simple Flask application without any database and Docker support. The sources, the process is flagged as successful. You can get the product in as a zip archive. Also you can access the sources on GitHub. Wow, so it was a problem in this case, was a problem to upload the sources, but we have here the zip archive. Sometimes the GitHub bans the upload because we have many projects that are uploaded at the same time, and we are passing some limits, and GitHub might cut the upload. In all cases, if the build is successful, you can download the archive. Let's open up the archive and start the product. Extract all here. Okay, now I will go to that directory, start with F0. Okay, now once the project is generated, we have all the build instructions according to your selection here on the readme. So here we can see that there is no authentication mentioned. You don't have any database. Let's start the project using the Docker setup. I will kill the previous Docker containers with this long command and execute the Docker Composer app and start the generated application. Okay. Okay, so the Docker was successfully installed all the modules and now the application is up and running. Let's access the application in the browser and see how it goes. Should be okay. I will use an incognito window for this new project. Okay, so this time the application is not we have direct access to the private pages. There is no authentication. We don't need to worry about how to create users or something like that. So guys, thanks for watching. Let us know what you think about the product. The product is actively supported and versioned. We provide 24/7 support on Discord. Let us know if something is missing from the documentation or some new models that we should add it to the source code, useful to your projects. We are open up to any kind of feedback. So thanks for watching. Adrian here from AppSeed. I wish you all a super day. Bye guys.